those of you that are watching, please let people know that they can catch a live interview with Dr. Jill Stein and some of Bernie's delegates. Adair did walk out with everybody else in coverage, and so this is an interesting opportunity for I think Jill Stein to try to reach out to disaffected Bernie supporters. And so if you happen to know any of those that might be interested in hearing her case, this is an opportunity for them to catch it. So please share and like.
We're not getting any audio from there yet, so no worries. It will be up.
I'm seeing it as being up, but I'm not hearing it in the Hangout. That's strange.
Politician.
There we go.
And I used to practice clinical medicine. Now I practice political medicine because it's the mother of all illnesses. It divides us. We need a political system that allows us to come together on the basic values, the human values that we share, and on an agenda that puts people, planet, over profit. And there are so many ways we can continue to work together. All of us are basically dead in the water, unless we are all together working on this. And what your movement has shown inside of Bernie's campaign is that the heart and the soul of America is alive and well in your work. And you have just magnified that work immeasurably by your refusal at this moment of crisis, your refusal to turn your back on your work and on the values that you have lifted up that really unify us, not just as a country, but unify us as humanity all around the globe.
We appreciate that. We've been hearing a lot about unity today, guys, and I want you all to know that I stand here as a Washington State delegate. I'm standing with Dr. Jill Stein, the party for president, and I think unity can be found. I don't know that all of us will necessarily rally around the same person, but I do believe very much in the work that is being done by both us as a Democrat, as a Bernie Sanders supporter, as a Bernie Sanders delegate, and what Dr. Jill Stein is doing as the Green Party candidate for president. I absolutely must say I'm incredibly starstruck and very honored that you're here. Thank you so much.
Say continue your work and remember that we are here as Plan B for Bernie. We saw the Democratic Party really reveal its true colors in the emails that were leaked that show very purposeful damage, very purposeful destruction, essentially the sabotage of Bernie's campaign, which could have been, receiving the nomination right now. The playing field was steeply tilted from the get-go through the superdelegates, through the Super Tuesdays, but also through the kinds of disinformation and collusion between Hillary's campaign, the DNC, and the corporate media. The playing field was very steeply tilted against him in a very purposeful way. So, I think we've seen how our revolutionary campaign can get inside of a counter-revolutionary party. In my view, we need to go forward with a revolutionary political party that actually is there to support this work for the long haul. Because too often, in recent years and decades, we have fabulous principled rebels standing up as candidates, but they all have been sabotaged by the Democratic Party, whether it's Dennis Kucinich or Howard Dean and the Dean Scream, or Jesse Jackson and a PR campaign against him. And they tried to keep the movement alive within the party, but the party doesn't want the movement. And it's been a fake left, move right strategy for the Democratic Party that allows the Bernie Sanders to be seen and heard, but then wipes them out and continues to become more corporatist, more militarist, more imperialist. This is a world that's not going to work for us. In this election, we're deciding not just what kind of a world we'll have, but whether we will have a world or not going forward. If you look at the massive expanding wars, the crisis of immigration resulting from those wars and predatory policies, from the takeover of the big banks and the next crash of the economy, the climate crisis, where the day of reckoning is coming closer and closer. Current science says decades from now we could have a civilization ending hit with a meltdown of major ice sheets and a rise of 9 feet or more of sea level as soon as 2050. So we say forget the lesser evil. We are the answer to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is thriving because of policies the likes of the Clintons the so-called neoliberal agenda, which is great for bankers and throws people under the bus. That's what stimulates a rise of right-wing extremism. This is what has occurred many times over history. The only answer is for us to stand up with a truly radical progressive agenda that has been represented by the work you've done in the Bernie campaign. The Democratic Party has kind of closed the door on it, so we're opening the door in the Green Party. You're not just walking out of one party, you're walking in to another party for people, planet, and peace over profit and the promise of democracy that we can claim together.
Thank you so very much for that. We really do appreciate your time today. We do know you have to run. Guys, she's headed off to a summit at City Hall.
A rally at City Hall.
A rally at City Hall here in Philadelphia. Keep up with us. I'm going to see if we can't have someone over there in live stream to continue our coverage with Dr. Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate for president. Again, thank you so much for being on. I really am awestruck, but I know you got to go, so we'll let you around. Thank you much. All right, guys, we're signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I get a really quick picture with you?
Yeah.
All right, and so what you saw there was a special interview that we set up with Dr. Jill Stein. It was a rather brief one, but we'll also have hopefully we're being able to, we captured a higher quality version that we'll be able to show in full on the Project Sanity or YouTube/Project Sanity.